evening, everyone. The meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen is now called to order. All right, we have prayer. Let's see, Chief Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, would you do the honors and lead us in prayer tonight?
Let us pray. We have the Father, Son, and Spirit, saying, thank you, Father. Thank you for all you've done, all that you're about to do for us, Father. Father, as we come to this board meeting tonight, with our mayor, our board of aldermen, and our citizens, as we discuss problems of our city, that we may overcome them without any issues. Father, these and many more we ask you in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Chief Frame. Madam City Clerk, roll call, please.
Alderman Fountain, absent. Alderman Jones.
Present.
Alderman Shipp.
Present.
Alderman Teal, absent. Alderman Merriweather.
Present.
Mayor, you have 3 board members present.
Thank you so much. Next, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And again, tonight we want to ask for prayers. We have several families in our community who we want to send our condolences as they've lost a loved one. First, prayers for the family of Miss Margaret Strickland Bird, and prayers for the family of Mr. Bert L. Davis Sr., prayers for the family of Mr. Cherry Wade Coleman, prayers for the family of Ms. Louise Elliott Cowan, prayers for the family of Ms. Sylvia Carol Holmes, prayers for the family of Mr. Larry Anderson Nunley, prayers for the family of Mr. Charles Moore, prayers for the family of Mr. James Ricky Taylor, prayers for the family of Mr. James Grayson Jr., prayers for the family of Mr. Oscar Shine Wells and Mrs. Annie Mae Wells, prayers for the family of Mr. Maurice Walker, prayers for the family of Ms. Sandra Johnson. And also prayers for the families of those affected by the recent plane crashes in Washington, D.C. and also Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. Next, we have before us the adoption of the agenda. Okay, what do you have, Alderman? Yes.
A motion to hire Samuel Harris as a certified police officer at Holly Springs Police Department at a pay of $21.04 per hour.
So we'll do that just under 13A, Samuel Harris, and then you said you had a couple of things.
One more. A motion to hire Michael Bingham as a certified police officer at the Holly Springs Police Department with a rate of pay of $21.52 per hour.
And we'll do that as 13B.
Who's that lady first?
Michael Bingham.
How much was it for Samuel Harris?
Alderman Shipp, the city clerk has inquired as to what is the rate of pay that you are recommending.
Samuel Harris.
$21.04.
Okay.
And Bingham,
$21.52.
and then also there is one matter for the fire department from Chief Crane. He did mention this to me, and we'll add this as item number 12A. And that's going to be training for Fireman James Williams. And I'll call Chief Crane forward with the details.
And we need to discuss the franchise agreement.
We can add that, let's see, as item number, this is 14A. All right, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
Madam Mayor, I motion that we adopt the agenda as amended.
It's been moved by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Schiff to adopt the agenda as amended. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays. All right. First item on the agenda, item number 1, authorized transfer of $275,095.93 from the general ACH fund to the general operating fund. This is the modernization use tax.
Madam Mayor, I move to authorize the transfer of $275,095.93 from the general ACH fund to the general operating fund. Modernization use tax.
All right.
A second?
So move Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent, and Teal and Fountain. All right. Item number 2 is a motion to authorize transfer of Mr. Alan Hall from full-time fireman to part-time fireman with a salary of $12 per hour. And Chief Bryan is here if you have any questions.
Madam Mayor, I move to authorize the transfer of Mr. Allen Hall from full-time fireman to part-time fireman with a salary of $12.
Is there a second? It's the move by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Jones. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent, and Fountain and Teal. All right, next we have public comment. First up, Mr. Jim Smith. As you come forward, please state your name, and you have 3 minutes.
Good afternoon, Jim Smith. This is directed at everybody, and including the ones that aren't here. You guys never have the courtesy to answer me or even respond after a meeting, but I'm going to continue to ask as long as my questions are unanswered. Why does my meter reading dates vacillate between as early as the 10th of the month and the 27th of the month? And why do my dates billed never correspond with the time of the meter reading dates? And with the meter reading dates fluctuating so much, why does my due date remain the same? Since you refuse to address my sidewalk, can you just remove it? Or I'll remove it. You guys take the concrete. I'll plant grass and flowers, but at least nobody's going to get injured, trying to use a public sidewalk. When is my electric pole going to be replaced? It's causing, I've told you before, it's causing damage to my home. It's ripping off my soffit and it's ripping off my fascias. But even though promises were made, my pole still remains. And despite promises made, bills are not being issued in a timely basis. They're just not. You hired somebody who comes in here and promises, I guarantee you, the bills are going to be fixed by January or December. Well, they're not. And with Mr. Perry present, who's a very good attorney, I reiterate my fact that Mr. Shipp said that he wants to move the public comment to the beginning of the meeting so the public can't comment on what happens during the evening's meeting. That's a chilling of constitutional rights. And if you want me to send you to Supreme Court cases, I will. But I'm going to request that the public comment be moved to the end of the meeting again, where it was, or halfway down, so that we have an opportunity to speak about what happens, especially your general manager's report. Is that 2 minutes to 3?
2.
To make us wait 2 weeks to speak about something that's happening tonight is unfair. And the reason it was moved was specifically to chill. Do you know what that means? To violate my constitutional rights. I have a right to speak. As long as this city allows public comment, you have to abide by the First Amendment of the Constitution. So if I come up here and I say you're stupid, that is allowed. You don't have to like it. Freedom of speech is for the speech that you don't like, that offends you. We have it. Let's actually follow the First Amendment. And Mayor, I know you created the public comment. I appreciate it, but they're abusing it now. Thank you.
Thank you. All right,
I'd
next.
like to say one thing. Public comments are supposed to be moved at the top, anyway. So it just moved back to where it should have been for the info, for your information. Thank you.
I understand that.
All right.
But once you say move it to the beginning, you didn't say move it to the beginning because that's where it was. You said move it to the beginning so we cannot comment on
That
what
was not a
happens that
motion.
night.
That was not a motion, that was just a statement we had.
All right, Mr. Byrd. Ms. Byrd, just come forward. Please state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I've been up here to see all you kind folks. I know y'all taking care of business just like always without me, but I have a couple of issues and I have several people that asked me to say some things for them. So I'm gonna state my business first, and then if I have time, I'll request theirs. But anyway, my concern is with the garbage pickup. From what I understand, the county doesn't pay anything. I pay $19.50, and I can tote it in my hands what I throw away every month. And why can't it be at least $13 like what they used to be? I know they raised it before because a person told me, but we're supposed to be getting the street pickup, the debris pickup, the limbs and leaves and stuff. Well, on my street, if I don't bag the leaves up, they won't pick them up. But now in certain parts of town, they'll pick them up. You just get them out to the road, they'll suck them up. But I don't get the same service. But I guess I'm not qualified anyway. I just wonder why it's good for one and not good for the next one. I live in District 4, your district, Miss Merriweather, and I just wonder why I don't get the same benefits as other people around the city. I had a fellow tell me the speed breakers on Van Dorn, he said they done cocked up, and him and a couple other people said like tore the front end up running over. I don't know if somebody tore them up or if they just wasn't put down right or what, but you know that costs people money. And if they like me, I live on a limited income because I draw Social Security. I don't have any extra money. You know, I have to watch everything I spend, and I have to be careful with it. But thank the Lord I make it, and I'm doing okay. But the things around town there, I believe y'all could help us with them if you put forth a little effort. I don't get out at night, but they tell me the crime is rising. I don't read the paper, so I don't know anything about that. I just see what I see on news. How much time I got left? One more minute? All right. But anyway, I just like to say, I know y'all got a hard job. I know it ain't easy, and you can't please everybody. I don't care what you do. I realize that. But I believe if you'll pray about it and ask the Lord to lead you in the right direction, I think you'll find a way to at least have a common ground for everybody to help these people and with the things going on. But my main concern is with the garbage pickup and the debris pickup. I think y'all can get the rate down if y'all will do it. Now I don't know what you're gonna do. I've been asking questions for a year and ain't got no answers, but maybe I can get this one answer. I'll be happy. Thank y'all. Lord bless each one of you.
All right, Mr. Silver LaSure, please come forward, state your name for the record. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Delbert LaSure from Holly Springs, Mississippi. I've come up here, I know, at least 8 or 9, maybe 10 times and provided information that should have had Wayne Jones terminated. We talked about first his knowledge, skills, and abilities in order to perform those tasks and the lack thereof. I think that everyone can see that now. We talked about the invoices and his inability to have those reconciled, where a contractor was basically using city employees and getting paid from that. I talked about that the last meeting here. I'm not sure exactly what quality is keeping him on that job, but it's definitely not performance related. I think that anyone can see that he is just in over his head in that position. And we have time now, especially with the temporary restraining order, to move on from Wayne Jones. He should be terminated and put somebody either by interim in that position so we can really get this thing set straight. He just cannot perform the task that's needed as a general manager. You can't make him do that. You can't wish it upon him. He just doesn't have the skills. He doesn't have the knowledge. He doesn't have even the interpersonal skills that's required to be a manager over anything. But you're going to create an environment where people is going to, it's like you're going to create the wrong environment in that type of entity. And what we don't need now is someone at the helm who don't trust their own employees, who the employees don't trust. You create that a decrease in morals, in values of that work ethic. Someone out there who's gonna know and be comfortable in the position, not having to ask somebody every day about what they need to do, us repeating things that he's hearing. He comes up and talk about right of way. He has no idea what a right of way actually should look like, because if he did, that Kershaw that's sitting out there, that $500,000 machine would be running from sun up to sundown. This sits on a trailer. It's just there. We talk about the meter reading and having to bring somebody else in, and then he want to brag about being an engineer, but he want to hire other engineers that's going to tell you the same thing that your employees is going to tell you. They're going to sit a board up in front of you and charge you $200,000 or $300,000. At some point, we got to move on from that individual. His job performance is not what keeping him on that job. And I don't know whether or not it's personal relationships or what.
Ms. LaShure, your 3 minutes are up.
Thank you so much.
Next, Mr. Ricky Ramey, please come forward, state your name for the record. Reverend Ramey, and you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor and Board.
Good evening.
It's a pleasure to see all of you tonight. My name is Rick Ramey, resident of South Center Street. I'm still asking for the drainage system on Center Street to be cleaned out. I not only have the drainage system on Center Street that needs to be cleaned out, but there are several streets, Tullahoma and Chesterman and a couple of others that are completely stopped up, that people need the drainage system cleaned out. There's still that spot on Chesterman that is a hole, that is a danger to people going down through there on Alderman Merriweather side of the street. We could take the dirt from Center Street and put in that hole on Chesterman Street and shore it up before the grass and stuff starts to grow. There are lights out all over the city. If I started calling those off, I'd be here till tomorrow. And we got to do something about the lights that are out in the city limits. It's just so many people that are afraid to come out. McKinney Street has no lights on. Also, McKinney Street has a major gas leak that you can smell every night, that people are leaving their home because they're scared to go to sleep down there. Not only on McKinney Street, but it's also at the end of Chesterman Street. There's a major gas leak. I don't know about nobody else, but I know if this gas is going in there, it's not going through people's meters, and we're not making any money off of it. We can save some revenue right there just by fixing these problems. I'm asking that we do something to help these people so that they don't have to live in fear that their house is going to blow up because the gas is leaking everywhere. The streets are washing away. They're feeling like they're going to be in danger at night. They can't see when they're making turns at the streets and walking out of their houses at night. People need these simple, basic things. They're paying taxes for it. And I'm asking that they will get some type of help before something major else happens. That we had 2 fires. There's a fire plug at the end of Memphis Street, the south end of Memphis Street, the exact end of it. The fire plug was run over by 18-wheeler. And I was out there talking with the neighbors, and that was one of their big concerns. And then 2 nights after I was out there, the house catches on fire, and they had to get water from somewhere else. So we got to do these basic maintenance things in the city. It's time to do it. I'm here. I'm still a voice for whomever needs help. I'm now running for alderman for Ward 3. Anybody need any help, please contact me and let me know. Thank y'all.
Thank you. That concludes our public comment. Next, we have item number 4, motion to authorize transfer of Mr. Henry Bell from part-time fireman to full-time fireman. Chief Crane, if you would come forward, provide the specifics.
Good evening. I know we got on number 3, but I have 2, just to clarify everybody, what I have here. We had 2 of one of my personnel, Mr. Allen Hall, which you have this information on, has moved to Oxford and is closer to the job there. So that's the reason for my hike up here with these 2 gentlemen. Also, Dylan Poole has moved to Alabama, and he will be serving in that area. So I have those 2. I actually have 3 positions open, and the other guy didn't get his in till late, so I can bring him up. These guys are already my part-time certified guys. So when you come in our division, that when you're on part-time, that opens the door for you later to move up. So these are my 2 guys I'm bringing before you tonight to move up to full-time positions. Alan Hall will still be performing with us as a part-time guy, so he's not leaving due to any other reason other than a big check somewhere else, but he's still going to be working with us. So Mr. Henry Bell and Hunter Strout, these 2 you see before you, I want to move them up to those positions that those 2 guys have left from.
What's the rate of pay for those?
$15.50 until certified. After certification, then it goes to $16.74.
All right, is there a motion to authorize the transfer of Mr. Henry Bell from part-time fireman to full-time fireman at a rate of $15.50?
So moved.
It's been moved by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Jones. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 2 absent in Fountain and Teal. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Bell. All right, next, item number 5, motion to authorize transfer of Mr. Hunter Stroud from part-time fireman to full-time fireman at a rate of $15.50 per hour.
So moved.
It's been moved by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Jones. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Fountain and Teal. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
And then also, let's go ahead while you're up. So you want to go now,
Yes, ma'am.
let's go to 12A, and that is request of training for Mr. James Williams. And Chief Crane, if you tell us a little bit about this.
Yes, ma'am. James Williams has been with us for a while now, and he's at the point where his certification date is about to lapse. So we got him ready for school. He'll be leaving to go into Jackson on February 23rd for his 8 weeks of training. And this is the reason I'm bringing him before you tonight for requesting his permission to go be certified with the state of Mississippi as a full-time certified
Are there any costs with it? Is there per diem or?
yes, there will be the regular academy fee, which that always comes at the end of it, which is around about $500 for training, and then plus his per diem, which is $115 a day, so a total of around $1,300 for him.
Fees and per diem in the amount of approximately $1,300.
Right, and that comes after the fact he wants completion of academy.
Okay.
Not required right now.
Is there a motion to authorize the training, certification training for Mr. James Williams?
Madam Mayor, I move to authorize the training for Mr. James Williams.
Is there a second?
A second.
It's been moved by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? 3 ayes and 0 nays and 2 absent in Teal and Fountain. And also, let's go while we have Chief Crane here, we can go ahead and do this. Item number 13, motion to declare certain fire department property surplus and to be crushed at the scrapyard with the funds to be utilized for fire department training.
Yes, that's, vehicle been sitting out at the city shop on the yard for quite some time now. And it's pretty much in their way, I'm sure. But we want to get rid of it, and, this is a way to utilize, put the money back into our funds. Is we're gonna take it and have it crushed and use the funds for it to put back into our accounts.
And is it, let's see, I tried to print it off.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 2006, yeah, Ford Expedition. Engine had blown up some years back, and it's been sitting on the yard there, I'm sure in the way of Mr. Fitz area. So we want to clear everything that we have off of that property and that's not being in use.
This is a copy of the property that's in question.
Appreciate you making a copy.
Thank you. Is there a motion to declare the property surplus and to authorize it being crushed for fire department training funds?
Yeah, I move to declare fire department property surplus and crush that scrap yard with the funds to be utilized for the fire department training.
Second.
So move Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Fountain and Teal. Madam City Clerk, will you put this in your records for the surplus training? You're welcome. Thank you. And thank you so much.
All right, that's all we have.
All right, very good. I want to thank your team last night, along with the ambulance, for actually had a situation myself. And so I had the experience firsthand of how great our department is. In fact, when it happened, I was telling them, don't call the ambulance, call the fire department, call Chief Crane. And actually just gotten off the phone with him. So, but they sent the ambulance anyway, and they did a great job, but they ended up taking me to the fire department, fire station number 1. And your team, Captain White, and everyone took great care of me, as you see. I'm here now, no doctor's excuse. I trust you. So I want to thank you all so much for your service, your professionalism, and for just taking care of everything and making me feel comfortable.
Of course. Could have been worse, but hey, we're glad it's and that way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Next, item number 6, motion to authorize payment of $102,209.76 to Hickson Mooney Construction LLC for pay application number 1. This is the MDOT waterline relocation along SR 178.
Madam Mayor, I move to authorize payment of $102,209.76 to Hickson Money Corp Construction LLC for pay application number 1, MDOT waterline relocation along SR 178.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's the move by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Did you say? Thank you. 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Teal and Fountain. Item number 7, motion to authorize the execution of reimbursement in the amount of $102,209.76 from MDOT waterline relocation along SR 178. So this is the partner, this is where we'll pay it, and then the state is reimbursing us back for the exact same amount.
Madam Mayor, I move to motion to authorize the execution of reimbursement in the amount of $102,209.76 from MDOT waterline relocation along SR 178.
Second that motion.
It's been moved by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Schiff. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 2 absent in Teal and Fountain. Item number 8, city general bills and claims.
Madam Mayor, I move to pay the city general bill claim.
Is there a second? It's moved by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Jones. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Teal and Fountain. Item number 9, city utility bills and claims. Ms. Russell, did we need to do anything different with this or anything regarding the estimations, or it's fine as is? Okay, all right. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor, I move we pay the city utility bills and claims.
Second.
So,
It's been moved by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Jones. All those in favor?
aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Teal and Fountain. All right. Item number 10, motion to authorize Mr. Ernest Campbell to attend the Mississippi State Leader School at the Neal Conference Center, February 10th through the 14th, 2025, in Starkville, Mississippi, with a registration fee of $400 plus hotel and per diem. Mr. Jones, they'd like to have you come forward to talk about this training.
Good evening, Madam Board.
Good evening.
Okay. How you doing?
So, Mr. Jones, this, number 10, I guess that number 11.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I did add number 11 because Mr. Jefferson has to work on the bigger thing.
Okay, so 10 as well. Can you tell us what the training is about? Is it mandatory training or what is it?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Richard Boga brought this to my attention. It is the 44th annual metering school at Mississippi State. And it's a very good program. It's a 3-day program from the 10th to the 13th of February in Starkville. And so Mr. Boga looked at it. He brought it to my attention. I told him to go and ask others who might be interested in it. Mr. Howe was interested in it. Mr. Kenton Taylor is interested in it. And Mr. Ernest Campbell were interested in it. Those are the people that came to me and asked me about it. And so there's also another one at Allborn in March that Mr. Howe is interested in possibly attending. But this is a good program. Mr. Campbell and Mr. Boga and Mr. Kenton Taylor, I talked to them because they asked me, they said that they would be willing to come back and share the information that they gather at this conference. And I think it's a conference worth for them people that work with the meters and electricity to go to.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to authorize Mr. Ernest Campbell to attend MSU Leader School at the Neal Conference Center, February 10th through 14th, 2025 in Starkville, Mississippi, with a registration fee of $400 plus hotel and per diem.
Oh, can I ask? The hotel is 1061. I found because we reserved rooms for some of them, and there's also Mr. Kenton Taylor, who said he wanted to go, but he's not on this list. But I was going to include him
I
on
didn't
mine.
receive that name in the ones I received. We can add them at the end. So let's go ahead and go through. We got a motion on the floor by Alderman Merriweather. What's the second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Schiff. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Fountain and Teal. Item number 11, motion to authorize Mr. Derek Jefferson to attend the MSU Meter School at the Mill Conference Center, February 10th through 14th, 2025, in Starkville, Mississippi, with a registration fee of $400 plus hotel and per diem.
I move to authorize Mr. David Jefferson to attend the MSU Meter School at the Mill Conference Center, February 10th through 14th, 2025, in Starkville, Mississippi, with a registration fee of $400 plus hotel and per diem.
Is there a second? You know, he has to work on it to go out. And as we plan the new meters, one of the reasons, so that as we look at NIHOP or whatever other service that is impaired to, that he knows how to interact. The move by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Jones. All those in favor? All those opposed? 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Fountain and Teal. Item 12, motion to authorize Mr. Richard Vogel to attend MSU Meter School at the Mill Conference Center, February 10th through the 14th, 2025, in Starkville, Mississippi, with a registration fee of $400 plus hotel and per diem.
I move to authorize Mr. Richard Vogel to attend the MSU Meter School at the Mill Conference Center, February the 10th through 4th, 2025, in Starkville, Mississippi, with registration fee of $400 plus hotel and per diem.
There a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? 3 ayes, 0 and 2 absent in Teal and Fountain. All right, next, Mr. Jones expressed that he'd also like to send Mr. Kenton Taylor. I'll entertain as far as a motion, or if I can get by common consent to add Mr. Kenton Taylor, the motion authorizing Mr. Kenton Taylor to attend the MSU Meter School at Mill Conference Center, February 10th through the 14th, 2025, in Clarkville, Mississippi, with the registration of $400 plus hotel and per diem. I'd like to add that as item number 12, if we can do that by common consent. You all agree? Okay, everybody's consenting, all right. So now I'll entertain the motion regarding Mr. Kenton Taylor.
I move to authorize Mr. Ken Taylor to attend the MSU Meter School at the Mill Conference Center, February 10th through 4th, 2025, in Starkville, Mississippi, with a registration fee of $400 plus hotel and per diem.
It was moved by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Jones. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 3 ayes, 0 nays, 2 absent, and Fountain and Teal. Thank you all, and we already took care of item number 13. Item number 13A, Chief Bowen, if you come forward.
That's it. For right now.
And Alderman Schiff added this one. It's a motion to hire Mr. Samuel Harris as an officer in the police department. Well, I guess to rehire. Bring him back. You look a little different tonight.
I hope that's a good thing.
Different.
I'll take it.
It wasn't a bad thing. It's just a different thing.
Hey,
It's not bad at all. You just look like totally different.
okay.
This is different.
Hair?
And these are different. Yes.
Okay.
Glasses.
Yes, I'm requesting to hire, for y'all to hire Mr. Samuel Harris. Like I said, some of you all might recognize him. He worked with us a few years ago, and he want to come back. Was because we just lost a couple of certified officers. For one for Wetchula County, one went to Marshall County, and another one for other reasons. So we want to try to replace those positions with certified officers. So, you know, it's good to have some qualified certified officer to apply for this position.
Stand back for a minute. They're a sick child. Go ahead and talk. I'll be right back. Scratch your face off now.
If I got any questions for Mr. Harrison.
What brings you back to the Holly Springs Police Department?
Well, I've said it since I've left. This is always home. You know, this is where I started. Even when I first started, I told Chief Bowens in that administration that was currently there that this is going to be the place that I retire. When I was here, I developed a strong rapport with the community. I was on Facebook several times, racing kids, doing push-ups with them, being a positive role model. And, you know, the city is bleeding. It is. We've got constant violence, crimes, things are getting a little out of hand. And I want to be a part to change that. I know I can't change the world, but I can do my part. And this community has my heart, and it always will. So if I can be that positive role model, I'm gonna do my darndest to do it.
I want to say one thing, because I think sometimes the community kind of gets the wrong perception in regards to what violence really is. If you look at Holly Springs and you look at the data, Holly Springs is not a violent community. Just because we have a sporadic of events to take place in the close time frame, that doesn't mean that the community itself should have the negative connotation attached to it that it's violent or it has a lot of violence that goes on. 365 days out the year, you tell me how often real bad stuff like shootings in Holly Springs is seen. And that'll answer your question. So we should stop casting that negative connotation on the city of Holly Springs. It does not. It does not. That's all I got to say.
And I appreciate you saying that out. Definitely. I'll just say that out. All right. Is there anything else? Is there a motion?
Move to appoint Mr. Stanley Harris as a certified police officer in the Holly Springs Police Department at a rate of pay of $21.44 per hour.
Is there a second? Is there a second?
A second.
I got one question. Has this person been vetted by HR?
They have not. They have not.
It'll be a Nathan.
Huh?
It'll
Sir?
be a Nathan,
Okay.
just because of procedure.
Okay. So all those in favor, I got the nay.
Aye.
Aye.
2 ayes and 1 nay. So, the motion passes. Is that enough, Attorney Perry?
2-1 with a quorum of 3 I think is sufficient.
All right. 2 absent and Teal and Fountain. All right, next,
Thank you.
number 13B. Alderman Shep also placed this on the agenda for the police department. Mr. Michael Bingham.
Is it Chief, is it a reason why they didn't go through HR or at least ran by HR? Is it a particular reason?
I guess since HR has been in place, we hadn't been told that it's supposed to come to HR. I mean, I'm saying we was doing interviews and stuff, but
They didn't come through me properly. So if you're following my instructions or doing or not doing because of my instructions, be consistent with. Because when HR was not in place, I asked you to send them, you know, to me so that we could review. But I think everybody, you're the only person who may not be aware of it as far as it. And I know that some of your other officers have talked with HR, but, all I can say is no, they didn't know. But we will definitely, beforehand, we're still gonna do request the standards and the background as well. And try to see, that's what all of it. As well as, you know, let's do some things aren't on background checks and things of that nature, but I'll let you all chit chat there. All right. Any questions? Is there a motion?
Motion, I'll make that motion. I'll move to hire Mr. Michael Bingham as a certified police officer at the Holly Springs Police Department with a rate of pay of $21.52 per hour.
Did you tell them something?
So there's a motion on the floor. Let me see if there's a second, and then I can open it up for discussion. Is there a second? Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, floor is now open for discussion.
Yeah, Mr. Bingham, Mr. Bingham, some of you might recognize Mr. Bingham also. He's worked with us before, and when he was here, he worked with us a number of years. He wasn't here just overnight and just left. He was here a number of years before he ended up moving on. So, and plus, he was a community-oriented type of police officer, get out and hold events in the community. And so we need that right now. So that's why I want to bring Mr. Bingham back to the police department. If anybody have any questions for him?
All right, there are no questions. It was moved by Alderman Ship, second by Alderman Merriweather. I opened it up for discussion. There's no further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Motion passes, 2 ayes, in Ship and Merriweather, 1 nay in Jones, and 2 absent, in Fountain and Teal.
Yeah.
Now,
And I asked, what's the procedure now with the orientation? I know everything that's passed, it took a while to get the officers orientated. So what's the procedure with that now?
I'm glad you mentioned that. It took a while because we wanted to make sure that we did not have the situation that we had previously when certain people were hired and we found out later that they didn't have the proper certification and classification. So what we've done moving forward is making sure that people have that certification and that standard clears them before they actually go through orientation. That way there's no waste of anyone's time and no one's confused or upset. We had an individual, who was brought in and then had to go through all of that because it wasn't done properly on the front end. So what we've been doing now is making sure it normally doesn't take them very long to do it. And then we make sure as to that staff is available. And I think the last time there was a holiday in between, such as Christmas. And so that took a little bit more time based on the holidays we had with the last people that we had. But I think prior to that, once we were able to get people the certification and the information from the state, it didn't take but a couple of days. But yeah, definitely if holidays are involved or if we have not heard back from the state, then there will be a delay. Or if there are any questions or concerns by the state, then there will be a delay. So hopefully, if these individuals, I'm familiar with both of them, if their certification is in place and if there are no other things that the state has issues with, then it would be as soon as the schedules allow. And that's with new HR, which she's already done orientation for different individuals already.
You ran these already through Stone.
Yes, I have.
Well, we like to make sure, since we were told that before, we had applicant who was brought to us, we were told that the individual was certified, and people just assumed because they knew them that they were, and you don't know that without just looking. So one of the things that we have to most importantly protect the city, and that is making sure that Standards confirms that via. So we have something for our record. Because nothing, as I mentioned, had been provided to me. The applications were submitted to me. And I did talk with Chief Bowen earlier today and express some concerns. And next, based on some things, if we are Chief Bowen, those were your applicants, we'll come back for the department head report. But this moment, based on concern that I have, I'm going to request a closed session to determine the need for executive session.
Pertaining to the police department.
To departments, we'll discuss it.
Okay, can you go on and finish with 14?
No, ma'am, it's gonna affect that.
14A?
14A, that may be part of it back too.
Oh.
We'll do that in fact. So like for the Alderman Merriweather inquired about item number 14A that was added to the agenda regarding the cable contract for discussion. So that is something that we could add on to it. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved. We go into closed session to determine the need for executive session.
So move by Merriweather, second by Alderman Jones. All those in favor? All those opposed? 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absent in Hill and Townsend. Thank you all.
I was doing it earlier.
That's me.
Oh,
Keep you away from airports.
She just took it in.
I know.
Turn it off. I don't turn it off.
yeah.
Oh.
I saw it earlier.
Start up some now. Right here. You scared by what's inside. Hold up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shot.
We know.
Good, my wife travels back and forth, my mother-in-law's up there, it's warmer up there.
All right, the board voted to go into executive session regarding prospective litigation concerning the cable contract, personnel in the police department and personnel in the utility department. Thank you. We appreciate your patience.
I wonder who was there. You might have to say the end. What you said, you were there. We gonna be-
So, good afternoon, the board. So, out of executive session, no official action was taken. However, I did make a recommendation, that, did not move forward. I did recommend based on recent circumstances, that Mr. Wayne Jones, the general manager for the utility department, be terminated. However, did not receive a motion on that recommendation. There were some statements that I would ask Madam Clerk to read that were placed into the minute.
But, Madam Clerk, you don't have to read mine, I say mine myself.
Okay.
If you want to read everybody else's, you can.
Alderman Merriweather would like to read the record to reflect, since day one with the GM, it seems as though the odds were against him that,
Before you, hold on, before you read further, if it's executive session, I know you do a general foundation that she's supposed to keep, but I don't think the actual commentary that becomes the dialogue in executive session is supposed to be read. But they want to speak to it themselves.
Reflected in the record, and so therefore, if
So you
it's
gonna
asked to
make
be reflected in the records, then it becomes a part of the minutes.
So what I said in the session in terms of the recommendation with Mr. Jones, and I'll say it again, I've said it over and over again. On the desk, since Mr. Jones has been here, it seems that the odds have been stacked against him. I don't think he has been given the proper time or training. We just talked about that even in the executive session in terms of protocol, that our new HR manager is here. And so with everyone else, including that's stated in the handbook for corrective actions, I think he needs to be given that opportunity that we sit down with him, or the HR director sits down with him to go over the new, because it's not been a practice for the last year and a half, the steps to take. And so I think that once Mr. Wayne Jones brought to our attention, it seems that there were so many checks in the drawer, over $1 million worth of checks in the drawer, that for vendors that have not been cashed. It seems that he has been called names, he has been called failure, he has been not allowed to speak within the minutes, within the meetings. At some points, he's been laughed at, which is not professional. He's been shut down. And so for him, honestly, it has been a lot to take. It has been a lot to take. He has voiced concerns to us in terms of, and these are not his words, these are mine, moles in the ground, who brings information back to the mayor that when he asked them to do this, they do that. He has made that statement for months now, not just for on tonight. So it's kind of, to me, and I understand. I won't talk about what my desire was when Mr. Jones was brought to us 3 or 4 times to hire. I made a recommendation. It was another gentleman. However, the team did not go with the other gentleman. And so Mr. Wayne Jones was hired. But I think in keeping with our handbook, in keeping with our procedures and protocols and the things that we determined for the city of Holly Springs, that he should be given that opportunity, as well as others that we may have talked about tonight.
All right, Alderman Jones.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. When we look at the utility department, it's been a very delicate matter for a long time, but particularly under this administration, it's been very, very delicate in regards to the utility department. And when you're looking at all the needs that the utility department has,
if you leave, you're gonna have to
it
stop
takes-
speaking.
Right.
So,
We can continue, we just can't vote on anything, so continue.
We can't, you can't continue because it's an open, it would violate the open meetings if you continue. to meet. If she stays, then it's not.
Stay, let us have our say. Like the ladies.
Thank you, Hero.
But when you're looking at the needs of the utility department, you really almost need, some very, very strong and dynamic leadership, to address the many needs that the utility department has. And, and with that being said, I didn't vote for you, Mr. Jones, but that doesn't mean that I didn't felt that you didn't have the capacity to do the job at the time. I'm just saying, I think we really just need to open up, the job search for a new GM or possibly consider you for another position. Can you be an asset to the utility department? Yes, I can. Yes, I think you can, but in another capacity. That's just my opinion.
Thank you, Alderman Jones. And I won't be long. I made the recommendation based on all of the different circumstances lately, the different complaints from employees, the continued actions by Mr. Jones, as I did talk with HR and different employees, the recent experience that I had that had me very concerned, even for safety reasons, without going to a lot more. For me, the city is at risk under the continued leadership of Mr. Wayne Jones. And I feel that in all of this, and I know that I'll very well have to know, but he has revealed with all of these different various actions that have inappropriately taken place, that he has definitely demonstrated that he does not have the capacity to lead us to where we need to go. In fact, I believe that in some situations that things have actually become worse under the leadership. I'm very concerned as I receive various calls from different employees, and it is imperative, especially as we deal with the Public Service Commission, that all of us operate in a very fair manner and follow the procedures accordingly, and be held accountable for our actions, just as I am held accountable for my actions, just as those who are under us are held accountable for their actions. That Mr. Jones should also be held accountable for his actions. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I motion that we adjourn.
It's been moved by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Jones. Alderman Schiff, all those in favor? Motion passes 3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 absences, and Teal and Townsend.
But those are the dates. Anytime it's election, they home in July.
Man, I know you're tired, bro.
Sorry, but it's,
When we getting ready. I just want.
Bring it back.
I just want.
Did you?
Yeah, it all work. Filed on the shit.
Well.